There we go. All right. Good stuff, guys. Let me see what's going on here. Checking all systems, making sure I got all the stuff I need so I'm not having to jump up and go get this and go get that. So let's see what we got going on here. All right. Do I have all the stuff I need? Hmm. Yeah, sort of. What's going on in early 20? All right, guys. So, Super Bowl. Wait a minute. First, pitchers and catchers report here pretty soon, don't they? Baseball is just about back, and I love it. St. Louis Cardinals fan, as usual. They did terrible last year. I don't know what's going on with them. This year, I expect they'll be back. The pitching just fell apart last year. I could go on. I could do sports uh, discussion over and over. A sports podcast. Yep. What's up, gnarly 20? What are you doing? All right, let me see it. Where is it? Ah, here it is. All right, guys, the Super Bowl. So, collect them all. College, big ballers. Ezekiel Elliott, Tom Brady, and Patrick Mahomes. Look at that on the back. So, many of you know I went to Texas Tech. I'm a Red Raider, class of 97. And of course, Mahomes is a Red Raider. So, in the Super Bowl, uh, I was. It was tough because on San Francisco they had Chris Kosuric, the defensive line coach, is a Red Raider, played for Tech, defensive lineman. Then you had Anthony Lynn, one of our former running backs, is on the offensive staff there. So, and then of course Mahomes, the Red Raider. So I don't know. And then this Brock Purdy, he I think he was in the area where sometimes I go fishing up in Northeast area, one of those little towns up there. I heard something about that. But anyway, football's over. So, welcome back, fishing friends, to the worldwide headquarters of the Pinhook Fishing Club. All right, we're just going to talk some lures real quick and maybe tie a few. And yeah, people are like, Patrick Mahomes. Anyway, here, I'll show that again. Patrick Mahomes. So I've got my little Red Raider thing here. My brother gave this to me. It's not a bobblehead. It's just a little big baller thing. Yep, and it's got Ezekiel Elliott, Tom Brady. And anyway, so like I was saying, a couple Red Raiders were on that San Francisco team. The coaches, Kosuric and Anthony Lynn. And then, of course, good old Mahomes for Kansas City. All right, let's get to it. So, I went to LureNet, started looking at some of these Smith wicks because I've been wanting to upgrade my jerkbait game. So I've been throwing some, but it's just been kind of, a little bit iffy here and there. So I went to LureNet. If you know anything about LureNet, they cover a whole bunch of brands, everything from Young, Bandit, Norman, Bomber, Smithwick. So I didn't realize until I was listening to Bass Talk Live Day 4 with Frank Scalish how he painted a bunch of those for the FX series. So I went in on there and started looking around and seeing what was going on. The Perfect 10 is a little bit bigger one, it's a little bit heavier. Ooh, I got one of my fishing videos going on in the background. Sometimes I watch them to kind of, see what kind of lures and things I've thrown in the past. And so I was checking for jerk baits in this. If I threw any this summer in Iowa, I didn't throw a single one. So I looked at LureNet, and those Smithwicks, they don't cost that much. And then I also took a look at maybe some crappie, some bandits, but they're like $8 for a little crappie crankbait. So then I went over to Arky Lures, and Arky has them for like $3.99, and I'm not even kidding. They've got like 20 some odd colors. So I'll probably get some from them. But anyway, let's get to some stuff. I'm taking doing an inventory on my bomber box here, because I think I'm gonna order a fat-free suspending one if I can find one on eBay. But anyway, so here we go. I'm just taking a look at some of them, and this one's old school right here. Check out that. Man, some of these are already showing you, so I gotta see if I'm running out of room in this box. It's a 3600. I already showed you guys these. Here's a flat A. See, I think Frank designed some of these for Bomber. He did a bunch of the colors for Smithwick, but then I think he also helped out with Bomber. Anyway, you don't know who Frank Scalish is, it's okay. He's a big-time former angler, but he designs, paints, colors baits. Man, I just love these colors, so I'll be throwing these. So, what's up, bull market? Heading up to Philly this weekend. No jigging, huh? There's no ice up there? Hey, we'll have fun. That sounds like a fun trip to me. There we go. Check out this one. Man, these flat A's, guys, I'm telling you. Good stuff. Anyway, so that's what's going on. I'm jumping on here because I get those messages, those recommendations from YouTube. Go live, do a chat session, talk. So that's how come I keep doing them. And it's working a little bit. You know, all it is you just got to stick with it. I don't know, viewership, subscribers, you know, goes up, it goes down. All right, let's take a look at a couple more. These are some other flat A's. This is one of my favorite colors right here, black on chartreuse. Man, anytime you have transition colors, so when this is going through the water, the fish are usually seeing either the bottom, so this has got orange, or they're gonna come up and hit it. The dots are crucial. So if I move this back and forth, not to get you dizzy, but you're gonna notice that dot all the time. And so a fish does that, and he sees that, and he's gonna come up and just crush it. That's his focal point, or the red line there, the gill. I guess you could say the eyes too, but anyway, transition colors. So when this rolls or moves, they can see that there's dark chartreuse. That chartreuse is further down it gets in the water. It looks like a light bulb, brightens up, and then you've got the contrast there. Same thing with the fire tiger. The fire tiger is just phenomenal. This one feels weird. It's like it doesn't have its, like there's no clear coat on it. It's weird. Oops, almost knocked the camera over. Let me get some Minwax and do my own clear coat on this one. Anyway, all right, so got a couple of these. So, and then I've got a bunch of these little fellows in Fire Tiger. And I've got a bunch in my main tackle box. This is like my reserve stash that I keep in the background for situations. Now these little guys right here, these little square bills, man, these right here, I got because when I go fishing those rivers in Iowa, I always throw a tube, like a Nico craw, all kinds of different things, but I don't really ever throw a square bill to get down in those rocks and thump around. And this color's perfect for that. So I need to do that. So I'm making my list for this summer. It's these square A's. Man, look at that. They're good, you know. It's like a little snack. I keep hearing myself huffing and puffing in the video back there. These little snacks. So if you're looking for a square bill that it's going to attract attention for this spring, pre-spawn and so forth, get these bombers. They're go to LureNet, guys. It's the price. You can't beat the price on these. Or look for the 3-packs that'll have these. Or you can even go to eBay. Sometimes you find some good deals on there. All right, let's take a look. Now, my all-time favorite is the 4A. Then probably I'd say the 4A, the flat A, the fat-free, and then the 7A, the vintage 7A. Look at this. These are these colors. It's transparent. It's going to look good in the water. Then you got these craw patterns. Got to get some of these guys. These bombers are just legit. And they're inexpensive. I know everyone's like, oh, you got to get this and that. And I got a bunch of 6 cents. I got a bunch of monster bass. So if I really had to narrow it down for affordability, sorry guys, that's my 3600, the lid there. If I had to narrow it down to affordability, definitely the bombers. I don't really throw any Normans because I throw the bombers. But I do like the Berkeley Click-In Fritz-side. I like the Haute Defaux OG7. That one, the balsa. And then I like Bagley's. Bagley's are right there, almost neck and neck with Bomber. They're so good. Man, check out this color right there. See, there's a transition. I'm talking about black, then gray. Now I need to put a little dot on there on each side, like a little shad dot. Let me see if I got some black in here. Here we go, some nail polish. I like to put that on there because, like I was saying before, that's that hit point. They see that and they start homing in. Should I put a little red gill on there? Dang it. It smeared just a bit. It's okay. I need to do this with a whole bunch of lures. Dang it. Maybe this weekend I can do them. Man, I made that one a blob. Came out pretty decent. All right. Hey, you probably think I'm crazy. Now see, from a distance, you just see that dot. So when it moves, that's what you're homing in on. Pow! That's that bass. It's just going to crush it. Got a little bit here I can... Dang it. Ah, I knew I had a Kleenex in here. Come on. Come on. Quit messing this up. Quit messing this up. There we go. All right, sorry about that. You're probably like, what the heck is this dude doing? Is it zooming in? I don't know, people put their hand there and I'm like, what the heck? How does that help? Anyway, all right, there we go. I got my dots on there. Good stuff. This is exact color. See, this one's got the dot and the gill paint on there. And then we got another craw. I think I got these in a little pack. Don't you dare do that. There we go. Check out that craw right there. I'm telling you guys, bomber. I'll give a report when I pick up some of those. Man, this is an old school foray right here. So I'll let you know how it goes with the Arkies and the Smithwicks and all that good stuff. Okay, I got a tough decision to make with these sparkle ones. Should I put the dot on there, the black dot on there? Right there? I think so. These are vintage, and you know what, the good thing about using nail polish is it comes off easy if something comes up. Look at that. Perfect. There we go. All right, I need you to dry. I'm gonna hang you right here just for a couple of seconds. There we go. Let me get this guy. Anyway, so, hey, thanks for hanging out with me to talk, you know, fishing and lures and whatnot. And I think coming up, we're about to get started with the Bassmasters Elite Series, I guess it's called. I got my stuff all set for fantasy fishing. My team. I jumped into the website, got all set up, got one of my buddies. We joined like a big, not gonna tip it off, but one of the bait companies has got a little public group. I'm gonna do this one just a little bigger. There we go. There we go. Anyway, so that's the plan, and then let me give you a heads up on some stuff, guys. So this weekend, I'm gonna do some fishing as usual. Then I got to start putting together a box for the coast, the Texas coast. I'm going down there to hang out with some family, and we're gonna do some fishing. Oh, and that's it for my little quick bomber inventory. I think I'm gonna take some crankbaits down there, guys, and throw them. I've got like a 10XD, a Strike King, and I may even throw some jerk baits down there. So I got to figure that out. Corpus Christi, have some fun. All right, I got to tie a few of these. At some point, I need to knock out a bunch of these guys. These little 164 ounces. Got to get them done. What do you think? Should I do some? I can do some real fast. Let me make sure I got all... Wait, whoa. I forgot I had a crankbait hanger right here. The other one that was drying, the other one that I just did dried so fast that... Let's go get off of there. There we go. One of these fishing adventures, guys, I'm just going to take a box of crankbaits and we're going to have a competition, and that's all I'm going to use. Just crankbaits. And either I catch something or I don't. Who knows how it'll go. I'll probably do that with jerkbaits too. I've got so many ideas for videos. And no, I'm not desperate for content. It's just because I like to have fun. All right, these little dudes are hard. So I need to move this so you can see, because my fingers always block the camera. And what am I going to use for this? We're going to go with red for sure. But what are we going to do for? We're going to do feathers. Man, I sure do have a long stretch right here. Snip. What are we going to do here? Let me start digging through this pile. Ammo can, guys. Like I was saying last time. Can't beat it. Doing black marabou on these little dudes. Yeah, we can do some of that. I hate using the marabou because it goes Barlow's right down the street from me. Not really. 3 or 4 towns over. Not too much, just a little pinch. Oh. Uh-oh, guys. This may be a quick trip with the marabou because I got the ceiling fan going. There we go. This little dude, just a little pinch. That's all you need. Maybe if I get it on there fast enough. What is going on here? Maybe if I get it on there fast enough, then I don't have to deal with a ceiling fan messing it up. There's a little bit of fluff coming off of there. I knew it. All right. Now we need a bit of flash. What's going to go well with black? Pretty much anything. Let's see. Silver? Let's go with silver. No! Come back here. All right. Let's get this guy rolling. Anyway, so do a little fishing this weekend. Then start working on, hopefully I'll get some lures in. I got a bunch of orders to do, so they'll be coming in stages. Then I need to start thinking about that box for the coast. Here we go. Let's get our tie-in on here. Ooh, did you see that? I almost botched it. There we go. One more. There we go. A little too much slack there, but it's okay. All right, so yeah, that's going to be the plan. What? Come on. What is going on here? There we go. That's going to be the plan. Hey, you need to let me know what you've been catching out there. You've been watching any podcasts? Check this out. Just a little bit long on this. There we go. Just delicate, nice and delicate with that marabou. what I got going on my finger. It's tough with these little ones, guys, but they're fun to do. All right, let me know what you're catching. What baits are you throwing? See, here we're mid-February. The fish are starting to move in a little bit. So, man, the question is, where do I want to go? There's a secret spot that I got to get back to. I was there in over Christmas break, and I found it. And the problem was there was a bunch of campers there, and they were all piled in there. And I did see a guy catch a bass on top water over the Christmas break. So that was in December. So I got to try to get in there and get back to that spot. The deal is I got to leave here at the crack of dawn so I can get there early enough so I can claim that spot and then just work it and work it. There's like a little bridge near there. It's just a cool spot. So I want to be able to hit that spot. Am I going to throw top water? I might. I might throw some top water along the. There's a bunch of like dead lily pads. What else is there? It's just a bunch of weeds and junk. It's like a little weed line. Probably catch some good crappie in there too. So, ooh, maybe if I get those arky crankbaits and stuff in. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. They're what? In Arkansas? They could probably get it here in time. All right, guys. So, anyway, that's a plan. If that doesn't look like it's going to work, then I've got a spot where the 2021 Bassmaster Classic was. I think it was 2021. And that was at Ray Roberts. So I may go over there, but I was planning on doing that in a couple of weeks. Not quite ready for that yet. But I got a couple of spots here. Remember, I'm a bank grinder, and I take a lot of pride in that because that's how I was raised around the farm up in Iowa. And it's just, I'm really proud of it. It's a lot of family memories. And I know having a boat is great. I'm thinking about getting a kayak, but there's just something about it being a bank grinder. It's tough, it's hard, but it's a lot of fun. I really enjoy it. For me, a lot of fishing is the chase, the hunt, so, and I don't get bored with it. I can sit in a spot and cast for 4 hours if I need to there. Man, this looks good. Yeah, that's the only thing is I get the stinking glue on me. So anyway, that's what we're going for. Yeah, I got some spots in Ray Roberts that are nice for bank grinding. It's a perfect little. I even excuse me. I even sent a note to Frank Scalish. He's the Smithwick redesign and a whole bunch of baits he's redesigned. He's done some from Norman. He's on the smallmouth crusher. He's been on there. He was on there the other night. Podcast. And he's been on he has the day 4 with Bass Talk Live. So that's like his thing there. So I sent him a message. I was like, man, there's a spot in Ray Roberts that I gotta grind out and I need your advice on it. So it's in front of me. We're talking maybe 10, 15 feet deep, and it's a bowl. like some mud, some gravel, and it's like right in front of me, like this. And I'm on a point, and on each side, there's grass. It's about 20 yards wide, the bowl, but there's grass on either side of it, like a bunch of hydrilla, milfoil junk. And so I'm thinking of, I know they're hanging out on the edge of the grass here to ambush, come out, do whatever. So I needed to figure out if I run a crankbait through there or a jerk bait along there, get it down and just pow, 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 one of these Smith wicks or whatever, and then let it suspend and then just pull it slowly, twitch the rod so it's right along the grass edge. If I can coax one of those bass out of there just to come out and just crush it. So I asked him if just some advice on that. He had a great thing that he added that I never would have thought of. He said to make sure there's enough water there that I can get the jerk bait to suspend without getting too close to the bottom. Because it's 10 feet. I don't know what it is. I mean, I know, but some parts of it's 10, some it's less. And he said, if it's going to suspend, you don't want it too close to the bottom. So that was a great piece of info. I needed that. Anyway, so that's the plan at Ray Roberts. I've got like, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4 spots. Like 4 spots there for bank grinding. You may or may not have seen them in videos before. So I've got about 4 spots for bank grinding I can handle. And several of them have that grass I'm going to have to deal with. Dang it, I almost botched this one. See, I've got it. I need to turn it the other way. I keep forgetting to do that. But we're getting warmer, guys. The sun is staying up a lot longer. We had a bit of a cool front come through. But, I mean, the fish are going to start moving around. So I got to start, if I want to test some of these things out. And, of course, you guys are invited to come hang out with me when I'm out there testing these lures. Check that out. Just a tiny little bit. Look at that marabou and some flash. For panfish, guys, it's going to be great. Crappie, I'll hit them too. All right, we got a couple more. Then we'll hit the road. But anyway, so I've got some things. You know how it is. You run things over in your mind over and over again, and a lot of times it doesn't ever work that way. So I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do for this weekend. Then I've got then the following weekend. Then I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do for my trip to the coast. I'm not taking any of my Lou's or St. Croix down there. I'm probably going to take one of my ugly sticks and rig it up with a backup reel. And because I had some problems with the salt water down there, wrecked one of my reels. And when I got back, I rinsed it, you know. I know you can't like dunk it into water, but I did my best to clean it to get the salt water out of there. And I mean, I fished with it when I got back. This was last year, and I didn't fish we had bad weather, so I didn't get out one weekend. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to get all this marabou just flows everywhere. Anyway, and so I didn't get out one weekend, and when I got back to it, the reel was crunching. When I tried to reel it, it was like, and I'm like, dang it, man, it's the salt. And it's a lose, a good lose, and lose can handle, salt water. And oh, I was just so furious. So then I tried to get some oil in there and to fix it, and it just nothing. The whole thing was a disaster. All right, guys, we're gonna go with some green. And there's a place where I can lose as good. You send in a reel, they'll, look it over, they'll fix it, do whatever they need to. But this thing, I just, I was so frustrated with it. I was like, I'm not messing with this. Anyway, so this year I'm going to be prepared for any kind of a disaster like that. I was even tempted to go to Walmart or to Cabela's and pick up just like a backup cheapo reel. I probably should get it from Temu. I have time to get it. I could get like a $5 reel from Temu. All right. So, and guys, I'm telling you, it's a whole different ball game down there on the coast. I mean, I don't need to tell you that. You know that. But I always get stuck throwing live bait. And I want to, or shrimp, I mean, and catching sheepheads and stuff. The problem is the super spooks, anything from Head were great. But when I would do that, these stinking seagulls and these pelicans are trying to dive bomb it. So I haven't really tried any jerk baits or crankbait. I think I tried the 10XD and it just nothing was going. But it was crowded. The thing is, when you're on this jetty, you got people about every 15 feet apart. And when somebody hooks into one, or if you hook into one, it starts going. It'll cross 3, 4 people's lines. So people are like trying to get their lines in. And for me to test like a crankbait or something, it's just they're too crowded. Unless I get out there at the crack of dawn with my uncle, that we're not having to mess with with a lot of people out there. But the jetty is such a great place to fish because the fish come cruising in there for stuff. Look at that. Guys, it's just so much fun tying these. Good stuff. Anyway, so that's what I'm going to be doing. Getting rigged up, throwing some new stuff along the coast. And you know what? I may even chuck one of these blade baits out there. I've got so many. I'm not a steel shed. I'm not going to risk one of those, but I got a bunch of these other ones that I got. I think they're a bunch of Cabela's, cheapo brand ones, Bass Pro Shop or whatever. So I'm going to bomb some of them. I'm going to bring a silver and a gold. And I'm going to bomb that. The problem is, got some rock and coral there that may be an issue. But if I lose them, oh well. So what? All right, this time we're going to do the flash first. And we're going to do a few strands of it. So I'm making a bunch of these little ones for my cousin. And then I've got some where I'm going to give them away to some other people. Here we go. Ooh, it's trying to kink up on me, huh? Let's get that on there. Nah, you're not doing that. Come on. How did I glue my fingers together? What the heck is going on here? From the base, I didn't put that much glue on. Come on. Anyway, guys, yep, so I've been watching my lure tying channels, trying to get better. These guys are good. There's just no way I'm ever going to get to that point. I just know. It's just I gotta have my own style, and that's it. End of story. I just, I just gotta have fun with what I'm doing. Come on, get in there. There we go. Don't try to glue my fingers back again. Come on. Now you quit doing that. You need to cooperate here. You need to cooperate. There we go. All right, this one didn't turn out too bad. Yeah, and that's the other thing, guys, is I've got like 6 spots in my area here that I hadn't even been to this new year. So I've been so intrigued by the Red River and everything that's up there. But my spot in Oklahoma that I love to go to, actually there's 2 spots. And I hadn't been to them yet. So I got to get to those spots. Check them out. Okay, this one turned out pretty good. Now remember, when the hair gets wet, it's going to breathe in the water. The marabou, I should say. So if it looks a little odd when you tie it, it's okay. I'm actually in a good mood because the marabou is cooperating this evening. And I'm quietly cranking a bunch of these out, and I'm not getting frustrated. Oh, man. So what can we catch down there if I go to the coast? I want to catch trout. There's redfish, drum, whiting. There's those wacky little catfish, but they're not really edible. I think they're poisonous. Then there's speckled trout or that sea trout. Those are fun. So my uncle's he's got like a kayak, and he's got a bunch of stuff going on down there. And I'm more of a let's just be lazy. And normally, you guys know I'm not lazy when I'm fishing. I'm always backpacking, hiking in there somewhere. But for this coastal stuff, I'm looking for, remember, it's not about human comfort when you're fishing. It's about getting to the fish. But in this case, I want to get somewhere where I can get comfortable and get a system in. If I'm constantly having to try new things, or we're going to go here, we're going to go do this, and then it's just, I'm off. I'm not on my game. And I can't get settled in, and reading the ocean's a lot different than, I mean, it's taken me a while to read the rivers and currents where I fish up in Iowa. I mean, I'll go back and watch videos, and I'm like, dang, man, I've come so far in what I've learned from just fishing those spots that I go to. And I've gotten really good at doing it in shallow water. I mean, it's been tough times in some of the spots I go to drought-wise. The next thing I need to do is I really need to work that good spot on the Mississippi River that I go to in Iowa. Because, man, I need to get there at night. Because while I really come in to feed into these rocks that I fish, I've hammered some pike. I've got some huge crappie there. The thing is, I'm only there for just like 2 hours. And I need to really spend some time there getting that sort, really learning it. And so that's what I mean with the coast. I need to get to a spot where I can really home in on it. All right, guys, check this out. I didn't have to trim anything on this. Remember, these are for panfish, like just little sunfish. Anything will hit them. Bass will hit them too, crappie, but check that out. I've gone through all the green. I mean, I've got one more I'm going to set here, but this is great, guys. These little ones, I hated them at first, but they're actually pretty good. You don't need a lot of material. I'm doing a whole bunch of marabou ones, but I want to do some with the feathers. There we go. It's a good base right there. Yeah, I got the feathers sitting down here, but since the marabou is cooperating so well, got to keep it rolling, man. Got to keep it rolling. There we go. Thank you for... Whoa, you're not cooperating quite right, you Mr. Strand right there. Now you are. Let's go. I don't know if you guys know who, from listening to podcasts or YouTube, Andrew Rogas is. He's a real hammer up in Wisconsin, around Minocqua. I think I said that properly. So I'm going to go fish with him in this summer. I'm going to try to get my PB smallmouth. Now the PB smallmouth that I have now is a trophy fish for my waters in Iowa. I mean, it was a 19-inch pig. I got a video in there posted about it. And this summer, past summer, I got a 15-inch hog that was on a tube, just an instant. I mean, almost yanked the rod out of my hand. Both of those big smallmouth came from that same body of water. But I'm going to try to break the 20-inch mark. So I'm going to go up there and hang out with Andrew. And the walleye that I've cracked, my PB walleye is like an 18-inch river walleye. So he's like a torpedo. And we're going to try to break that. My PB pike is a 36.5-inch river torpedo pike. And there's a chance we could break that. And I've never caught a muskie, so that's also on the table. Look at this guy, just barely any hair on him. The flash, man, this one's perfect. Perfect for panfish. I'm getting better, guys. I'm getting better. Anyway, so I'll be up there in June sometime to go fish with him. And of course, making videos. I think I'm going to do more. I talked about this the other day, doing more live streams when I'm out there. So I switched cell phone companies, so I'll actually have like reception and connection when I'm up there. So I'll be able to hike into some of my spots and do, because like I was saying before, YouTube's always giving me these tips. They send you these tips. Do more live, do more chatting. And so, I mean, it's gone up. I hear, things from different people from time to time. So it's just, it takes some time. You got to build it up. And anyway, so that's the plan, is to do some more live stuff when I'm up there fishing. And then uh there may be some new spots. This dude was telling me about a smallmouth factory way over in central Iowa. And I bumped into him fishing at one of my good spots. And he saw me cracking these smallmouth on tubes. And he was like, "How are you catching those?" I'm like, "I'm throwing a tube down in there." And I guess he was using, like, like most people would, more conventional type stuff. He was throwing spinner baits and swim baits, stuff that works, but he just wouldn't have any luck with it. Or there was too much pressure in those fish, in some of those spots. Although this one spot I was in, I mean, you could tell not many people really get in there. You got to really get back in there. But anyway, so he was telling me about this spot. Dang, this is going to be tough to get out of there because it's so small. And it's going to be picking my fingers apart with that hook. There we go. Maybe I saved it. Anyway, so he told me about this spot. And he's like, "Oh man, you just nobody fishes up there. They hadn't seen very many lures." And I was thinking, "Oh well, you go fishing up there, so they're seeing something at least, you know." So I kind of scoped it out, and I pulled it up on Google Earth because, remember, I'm a bank grinder, and I love it, guys. I was just raised that way around the family farm. I take so much pride in it. And like I was saying, yeah, it's fun to get into a boat from time to time, but I don't know, man. I just love doing the bank grinding stuff. But so I'll head back in there. Actually, I was looking at a boat today, a Lund Alaskan series. The Alaskan series has got, maybe I mentioned this the other day, it's like wide open right down the whole thing. You have the cockpit where you can sit, and it's just the live wells are up at the front on the side. It's just wide open. And, or you can sit at the back, sit right next to the engine, have that little handle and steer that way. I think I'd rather have the little cockpit so I can get in there comfortable if I'm running, like, scopes or whatever. But anyway, so I looked at that. But anyway, so I pulled up on, we're doing, where are we? Gold. I pulled it up on Google Earth. Sorry, guys. I know I'm in the way here, but I got to get my flash. So I pulled it up on Google Earth where this spot is. And, it's going to be, it's going to be tough. I mean, if somebody were to try to even get in there in a kayak, it's going to be tough. That's the other thing, guys. I was looking at a kayak. I may buy one in the next month or two. Then there's this place. I don't mind giving this spot away. Manchester, Iowa, right off of, what is it, Highway 20 or whatever. There's a Burger King. Anybody can look that up. Stop in there and get a burger. Well, right behind the Burger King, the river is, what is it, the Maquoketa River, I think. Anyway, so I can eat, get out, and walk down. There's like a little park there. You can get down to the river, and people are cracking smallmouth there like crazy. And the good thing about it is, a river, you have so many fish moving in and out of there that it's not like they're trapped, like in a lake or a pond if somebody fished it out. So, I mean, they could be in there one day and then they move upriver, downriver. So there's constant movement in there. Come on, fat fingers. Jeez Louise. There we go. So I'm going to hit that spot. Try that out and see how that's going to go. That's another one. Maybe do some more Mississippi River hopping along there. A couple years ago, I went up to Ely, Minnesota, way the heck up on the Boundary Waters. Of course, when I got there, the fishing died. I got there at the, like, not the last week of June, but I was there like in the 18, 19, 20. So I get there and I hear all this great walleye stuff. Oh man, the smallmouth, this, that, and the other. Nothing was biting. I stopped at the bait shop to get my fishing license, and the dude's like, man, if you were here last week, everybody was just cracking fish. You had tourists coming in, these people that were doing like camps and stuff. Look at that one, guys. That one's just perfect. A little too much, in my opinion, of a marabou, but it's got the flash. That's it for the green. Boy, we knocked these out pretty good, these little 164s. Anyway, so I was like, you gotta be kidding me. The fish are gone. So I, made the best of it. I cracked one smallmouth, got a little walleye, had a huge pike hooked in, and people were watching me. I already told that story. The dude's like, you got a net? And I was like, no, I'm gonna bank flip him. And he's like, you're not gonna bank flip that. And I had these gals that were like on a woman's midlife crisis. They were laying out on the dock sunbathing. And I was fishing there before they got there, and they asked me, hey, can we lay out here at the end of this dock? They were in their 30s, kind of sort of my age. I was like, sure, if you don't mind me fishing here. And then they were asking me where I was from. And then I had one of them later tell me that she's like, I better see you in the hotel bar or dining area. And I was like, ooh. Anyway, I may or may not have popped in there later. Oh man. But anyway, so I lost that pike. I had him I was on a cyclops, a Mep cyclops. And I was working him and just typical pike. As soon as he saw the shallow water, got in there shallow, he just went nuts and he just threw the hook. There was nothing I could do about it. All these people were like, oh man, that's a huge pike. And the old geezer that was like, you can't bank. Him and his buddy had just got back from being out on the water walleye fishing, and he came over with his net. He's like, man, here's my boat. You ever need the net? Just come in here and grab it. And I was like, hey, thank you. And I said, thanks for, I said, I never would have thought that I would be hooking into a massive pike in here. I was trying to get walleye. And he said, there's some huge pike in here, man. You got to be ready for that. So, rookie mistake. I'd never been up there before. But anyway, that's where I saw there was a loon out there doing what loons do, swimming around. And this female mallard, she had a whole crew of ducklings cruising behind her. Well, she didn't want that loon anywhere near their area, so she would like quack and swim after it and try to get that loon and try to flop it. Anyway, some cool stuff. But I stayed at the Silver Rapids Lodge up there in Ely, and it was so much fun. I just, the fishing died, like the guy said, the week before. So then I thought last year that I was going to go back up there, and it didn't happen. Actually, no, the year before. So it's been 2 years that I was up there. But yeah, those yeah, those chicks were laying out on the end of the dock there, and I hooked into that big pike, and they were going through some kind of a midlife crisis. What is going on? One of my fishing videos, a new one's going on in the background there. But anyway, so there was a lot of pressure, and the old geezers, and then there was like a family that they were just coming back from their little boat outing, and they saw me battling that big pike. It was just, it's just a lot of pressure, and I lost him, and everybody felt bad for me. And anyway, that's when when they all left, I kept fishing, and I scaled down to try to catch smallmouth, and they were real curious, that I was there all the way from Texas up there, and then I was telling them what I did for a living, and then they left, and then the one girl walking by said, "Oh, we'll see you in the bar later at the lodge." And I was like, "Ooh, you." And she was like telling me that I had to go there. So, and I knew I had planned to get a pizza, pick it up in the lounge, and then have a frosty beverage with the pizza. But the thing was, I was fishing past dark trying to crack these walleye. And so by the time I made it into the tavern, it was 8:30. And there was some old people in there, doing whatever, drinking beer. And so I picked up the pizza, and I said, "Hey, did you see a group of three gals in here earlier by chance?" They're like, "Oh, yeah." They were drinking up a storm and laughing, telling stories. And it was that Yaya Sisterhood Midlife Crisis group of gal. They were from Chicago. Anyway, you could imagine. All right, guys, we made it into the red ones. So I knocked out all the greens. I'm running out of space over there. We're going to start hanging them here. All right, I'm going to do a few more. What's that? It's hard to be. Oh, yeah, no kidding, man. No kidding. Thanks, bull market. Did you see I guess obviously you do stock market stuff with that handle. Uh, the market went nuts today. I had a plan to do more and more stock market videos, but it's just so time consuming. But anyway, the market was just went bananas today, and I was like, "Oh, heck yeah, man!" But anyway, hope you're doing well. Hope you did well in the market. All right, guys, so we made it into the red. These are these dinky little, and these are hard to tie. They're so small. We're gonna move into the feathers. Oh, where are we? We're gonna do ones from the farm. I think we're gonna do some pheasant. What is that? Anyway, we're gonna do some pheasant feathers. Get some of these in here. But anyway, so I need to get back to Ely. I just hadn't done it. Then that place, that lodge was so cheap that staying there like 3 nights was no big deal. But now it's got new ownership, and I notice the prices are all different, and it's just like, dang. So I don't know. It all depends if I buy a canoe, if I buy this. I don't think I'm ever going to buy that boat, but I was just curious looking at it. But the canoe definitely, because I can still technically be a bank grinder with a canoe. Because you know what? I'll still be hitting the bank in the canoe. Maybe do some kayak tournaments. I know Texas has its league, and as long as I'm not having to go all the way down to stinking Houston, I may just have to abort, not go to those ones down there that are in Houston and way the heck out there. Forget that, but it'd be kind of fun to do. What's going on there? Another fishing video. It'd be fun to do a kayak league, and I could do one for Oklahoma, sorta. I could hit the ones in southern Oklahoma. Check that out, guys. The flash, the feather. Got to trim it just a bit. Look at that. For panfish, rock bass, you could crack on some bluegill, perch, red-eared, green sunfish, crappie. Man, that looks good. So I'm going to give those to, a bunch of those to my cousin Graham up there, because he can use those for ice fishing. I'll give them to my cousin Matt, maybe my cousin Josh. He's got a good spot there right in that area. He can use them. So, but anyway, I got to do some live streams. And like I was saying before, I need to get to these old spots where crazy stuff has happened in that area up there. I like to go fishing. Like I was saying, there's an old moonshine still supposedly back in the woods near one of these places I fish. Oh, and if I could find that, the remnants of that, what a video that would make. I've already done one expedition back into an area real close to that. I probably needed to go about another half mile. Well, maybe another mile. Yeah, about a half mile, and I probably would have gone right into that area where supposedly the still was. Anyway, I found a bunch of cool stuff. I found old horseshoes, digging around back in there. All kinds of cool stuff. Horseshoes from, like, when people were first settling Iowa, coming out west. You know, that kind of thing. Anyway, so now that I got the live stream stuff figured out, then I'll be able to do more and go check out some of that stuff. Bring you guys along with me. I need to be able to, well, I've got good connection now since I switched carriers. I got the heck out of AT&T. So I moved over a different carrier, got that all, tested it out this summer, had good connection. So now that I figured out how to do, I'm telling you guys, it's doing a live stream. Yeah, it's got some challenges. So, but like I was saying, YouTube keeps sending these tips. Do more live streams. Do this, do that. Anyway. But yeah, so here in a few minutes, I need to do a live stream from my big PC so that I can pull up the websites and show you how I'm doing my orders, like live. That'd be kind of cool. So I'm gonna go to Arky Lures. If you've never been there, go check them out. They were the ones that invented, I think, the first swim jig. Their prices are terrific, but check out their 220 size 220 crankbaits for crappie. Man, this one's gonna look good. That's all you need. Look at that. The feathers are gonna fluff out. You got the Gotta straighten out this little flash a bit. Maybe just a hair too long. Nah, that's about right. Man, I'm on a roll, guys. With these little ones, and I hate tying these little ones. But it's working out pretty good. All right. Anyway, so I got to go to Arky Lures, put in an order. I'm only going to get like 4 little crankbaits. That way I'm ready for when I go to Oklahoma for crappie fishing. I may test them out here. I may throw them on the Red River or up on Lake Texoma. I don't know if the crappie have moved in yet in shallow. All these reports from these dudes that I get the fishing report is that they're suspended or they're down in like 25 to 30-foot water hanging around structure down there, Christmas trees that people have dropped, stumps, and they're not coming in close yet. So I don't know how that's going to go. I'm going to have to put some more on here. Mess this one up just a little bit. Even though I'm getting some of these crappie crankbaits, does that mean I'm going to abandon my hair jigs? No. Not going to abandon the hair jigs. All right, let's go. Let's get some flash. Man, this green flash right here is the deal. Barlow's, if you need any fly tying stuff, Richardson, Texas, not very far from here, but everybody orders from them. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you guys, I sent off a whole bunch of just wrecked bombers that I got in like a garage sale. I got some on eBay and some on a garage sale, and I've sent him 2 of my Smithwicks, and he's gonna repaint them for me. So I got a message from him today. He's the guy from Dark Corner Custom Crankbaits. If you need anything painted, he'll even do replica fish. So he sent me a message today that he's got them soaking to get all that nasty chipped up paint on them. And then I told him the color scheme. The color scheme that I want is I showed you when I went through the bomber box. It's going to have that black on top, chartreuse down the body. And the other one's going to be purple on top, chartreuse on the body. And then the other 2, I'm leaving them up to him. So then Smithwicks, I'm going to let him figure out what he wants to do. Yep. Oh yeah, 100%, man. Bull market, that's exactly right. Don't throw those away. I sent him like 6 total plus the 2 Smithwicks, and he's pretty good on price to repair them. I think they're $18 a pop to fix them. So, and he even puts hooks on them for me. So he's got those. Those are going to be coming back. That's why I was doing the inventory in the bombers, because it looks like I'm going to need a new. I'm going to have to put them in a bigger, like a 3700 size Plano. But I got plans for videos where I'm just going to take the whole box out, and that's all I'm using. and just keep swapping colors until I catch something. It's going to be the Bomber Lures Challenge. What happens if I don't catch anything? I don't know, guys. That video that video would be rough. But hey, you know, that's how it is. That's why it's called fishing, not catching. Then I'll do it with like jerk baits, maybe some soft plastics. Dang. What the heck did I do with this? I think I just wrecked this feathers. You gotta be kidding me. Hey, crazy. Here we go. Yeah, tying these little ones. Tricky stuff, guys. Tricky. There's just no room really to do much. Where's my flash? Yeah, here pretty soon it's getting to the point where we're getting enough lights so that as soon as I'm done with work and I get all that stuff done, I usually try to go for a walk or a workout in the evening, do the rowing machine. No, I'm not doing a stupid Peloton, any of that junk. But if I could get out there and hike to a couple fishing spots in the evening, that would work. I still hadn't done my Fish the Red River at nighttime plan yet. I want to do that one for sure because there's enough. They have those in that spot that I go to. They have a bunch of lights covering the parking area there, the public access area. So the light gets down into the water there. It would suck trying to make a video. I'd have to dig out my bushcraft headlamps and take those down there. Yeah, this one turned out pretty good. Just that little pheasant feather. So then, dang, I must have tied like 12 jigs tonight so far. But anyway, so there's enough light there where I can get down along the river and just bomb cast out there and try to catch a striper that are feeding at night, bass, smallmouth that creep in there. So I've got a lot of options, but I hadn't had a chance to do it. So maybe this Friday night, if I'm not going to go to that Plan A, Plan B will be Friday night going up there to the river and then stay up late because then I know Saturday. Where's my phone? Oh, I'm recording on my phone. As I say, I checked the weather forecast, but so I've got 4 possible locations for this weekend, and then the following weekend, the same 4 plus 2 more. We got a couple days off in leading into March, spring break, or one day spring break, an extra day for spring break, so I can do an extended trip. So the next few weekends, definitely do some local spots and then maybe sneak away for spring break. Well, I will to the coast, that's for sure. The other thing is I need to look at some bombers. I need to go to LureNet and look at their colors for saltwater. Because then I want to take some saltwater jerk baits down there for my uncle. I know he's got a bunch. He's a member of, follows the channel Salt Strong. They have a really tight fishing community, and those guys help people out. It's like a membership you can sign up with, and they got a bunch of great tips and info, and so he gets a lot of tackle through them. But you know, just by word of mouth, by some of these old dudes around here that know. Oh, I gotta dig one out. One of the feathers from the farm that I got in October. But these crusty old dudes that from up here that fish the coast. They gave me a heads up on some jerk baits that Bomber makes that are really good for the coast. Yeah, this feather's all scraggled out, but this came out right on one of the right from the farm. Yep, and they're turkey feathers, and they work just fine. This one's a little, ooh, almost lost this one. You don't need much on these dinky little panfish jig. I mean, these are just so tiny. No way I can put eyeballs on them like I do the other ones. Look at that. Look at that. Where's my flash? What's a good color? We're going to do blue. Come on, let's go. It's going to be good right here. I can hear one of my fishing videos in the background where I was throwing the Black Fury. God, those MEPs. They just get the job done. One of my buddies like, dude, you've been abandoning the MEPs, testing out all this stuff. No, I haven't abandoned it. That's one of my go-to lures. Are you crazy? I never abandoned MEPs. All right. We may do an over-under contest on how many fish I catch when I go down to the coast. Come up with a little prize or something, I don't know. Buy a bunch of those little shark teeth that people sell down there, those little tourist things, and give them away. If somebody can guess the number of fish, or maybe not do an over-under, but do like an exact guess. And if somebody gets an exact guess, oh man, I just put way too much of this Zappa Gap on here. Dang it all, that stinks. But this one came out pretty cool with the blue. Come over here, you. Check out that one. That one's pretty good right there. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'll do a little contest down there for the coast. If you can pinpoint the exact number, and of course, I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to be an idiot and say, "Oh, you missed. You didn't get it." So, because even if I'm not, there's times where I'm not recording. I'll make sure to let you know what I catch. And then I may do something like that when I go to the Mississippi River this summer. I know exactly my plan for the Mississippi River is I'm going to stay in one of those cobblestone inn. What the heck? Come on, for crying out loud. How does this get tangled? Dang it. I'm going to go to one of those cobblestone inns there in one of the little towns right along the river. Might even stop in the casino that's right there, Prairie du Chien. Anyway, but so I'll get there in the evening so I can have some nighttime fishing on the river to try to crack some walleye. Then after what? After breakfast? Come on. After breakfast, the next morning, get out there, go back out there, hit the river again. Because last time I was there, I only had just that couple of hours, but man, I was cracking fish pretty good. So we'll try to do that again. But with me staying the night there, I'm not so rushed. This is going to cost me a fortune, I think, this summer because my trip to my buddy Andrew up in Wisconsin, then all these other fishing adventures. It's going to be crazy. So I'll have to Maybe if I book it now for the Mississippi River adventure, I'll save some money. It won't cost me an arm and a leg. Hit the boy. We've had some history at that casino. I can't go into details. There is one good story I can tell about the casino. So, man, this was like 98 maybe, 2000, 2001. So, my best friend Ivan had come up for the summer so he could see what fishing is like, what Iowa was like, because his whole life he'd pretty much been stuck to Texas and eastern New Mexico. So anyway, and I didn't, man, we've been knowing him since junior high, so he's like pretty much family, and of course all his sisters. And anyway, so we went up there, and then my grandmother and my aunt wanted to take us to the casino and have a lunch there, their treat. And I didn't know that my grandmother was like such a serious slot machine nut. I mean, she really had it down to a science. So we're like, sure, let's go. Anyway, so we get there. To make a long story short, I didn't have much money to throw away there, and I was doing the slot machines like a quarter, just real slow. My grandmother was doing nickels. My other aunt was, I don't know what she was dropping, but she was having fun. Anyway, so we get towards the end, and we had lunch. We were gonna go to lunch because we went to this little catfish joint. But anyway, so we got there what at 9 in the morning. We fished till like 1, or was in the casino till like 1. Anyway, so we're getting to where we're about to leave the casino, and I'm just standing around there, and I had like $5 in my pocket, like dollar, like one in ones. And so my grandmother had this like bucket full of nickel tokens. And so she was there cashing out. And then my aunt, she had racked up a bunch of comp points on her little card. So they were going, she was trying to figure out what kind of stuff she was getting. And anyway, so it was going to take a while. It's like we were standing here, and right over there's the window where the people count all the money and do all that crazy stuff. So if you're going to cash out, well, I was talking to my buddy Ivan, and he's like, check out these slots. They're dollar slot machines. And I was like, what? Man, this is starting to fray here. What the heck? What did I get into? Anyway, so I put in one of my loose dollars, and I won $3 instantly. And I was like, dang, man, this is, and then I lost the three and that I won like instantly. Of course, I was dumb and just kept, I wanted to see how far I could ride it. So then I put another dollar in there, nothing. Then I put another dollar in there, and I won $5, lost the $5. So then, essentially, I was down to $1, and I put it in there, put it in the machine. And I won $20. And my buddy's like, dude, you need to get out of there. And I'm like, no, I got to try to win a little bit more. And I was just being so dumb. I was falling right into their plan. He's like, dude, you got $20. You had five. Just quit. So I didn't. So the 20 I won, I lost that. I got down to like $5, and I was like, man, I'm just gonna cash out now and pretty much break even. So I hit it one more time, and the freaking machine went nuts. Bing, 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 bing. It's this triple diamond, Diamond Joe, whatever the heck the thing was. And it went bananas. And I kept winning and winning and winning. And I was like, dude, this is. And so my grandmother was still checking out there, cashing out, because this all happened, pretty quick. But when somebody hits something like that, all the bells start going off, she turned around and she's like, oh, she's like, Alan Ray, what, what did you win? So the thing, anyway, to make a long story short, that I won like $350, and I hit the button to cash all the tokens out. And I said, I'm done. I'm out of here. Because it was going to pay for our trip and easily. So I go to the window, and my grandmother's done. She's pretty much done cashing out. And the lady's like, she starts in, well, since you had your card in there, you're going to win this. Do you want that? And I was like, no, just cash me out. Well, you're qualified for this. No, just cash me out. And she kept trying to get me to like do more gambling type stuff. And I'm like, no, 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 just I want the money. So I got cashed out, and they do whatever they do with the taxes. I didn't pay attention. So I was like ecstatic, got out of there. And that's at that casino, that time was one of the funnest times I ever had there. Then I was there a couple times with my brother, and Ivan, and my brother's now wife, and we caused all kinds of chaos in there, and to the point where I laughed so hard that I had an asthma attack. It was just chaos. And then we had a big family reunion, and a bunch of us went up to a different casino. I think it was Red Wing, and man, we had a blast there. So the casinos up in Iowa have had some great adventures there. And but it's kind of sad because I hadn't gone really done it since those days when either my cousins or my brother or my best friend. So I don't know. It would be kind of awkward to go into the casino by myself if I was there, fishing on the river. And well, I guess I could, because in the evening, right where that hotel is, the Cobblestone, I think the casino is like right there. I gotta remember that, because that hotel is probably booked solid all the time. I didn't think about that. Dang. Anyway, so I could just walk over, gamble, which I'm not a gambler. I don't do any of that kind of crazy stuff, but just to say I did, for old time's sake, do a bunch of nickel slots, kind of to honor my grandmother. Oh, oh man. All right, guys, we almost knocked out all of these red ones. I think that's gonna. Wait a minute. We're into the greens. We did knock out all the red. We knocked out the yellow. We knocked out the red. Holy cow, I didn't even realize we did a color change. Check out this one. Golly, guys, I did 10, about 25 of these tonight. Man, that's some good progress. Ugh. And hopefully make some progress with YouTube's always like, hey, do more live, do more this, do more that. Anyway, let me pack some of this up a little bit, and then we'll I just stuff it in here. I don't even, I just pack it all in and then tighten the lid down. Hey, I'm serious, guys. You want any kind of storage? If you need to bury anything, ammo. I don't use these for ammo, but if you need the Harbor Freight, check online because they do have some good deals come up with these. I don't know. I want to say 30 caliber. Doesn't say anywhere. I don't know. Anyway, but pick up some of these. I got like 6 of them that one Christmas. They were down for like $4.99 or $3.99, something like that. And they carry all kinds of stuff for me. Oh. Of course, I've got stuff all over the place. Marabou, feathers. Crazy. All right. Anyway, so what do we talk about? Patrick Mahomes, bobblehead. We talked about baseball. Pitchers and catchers reporting soon. Celtics are doing well. Fishing trips coming up. Lure orders. I'm going to try to figure out maybe tomorrow night. Dang, but I want to try to get those orders in by this. What day is today? Wednesday? Coming over from Arkansas. They may get them here. They may get here Friday. I don't know. But I want to try to do from the big computer, do a live. It wouldn't work because on my big computer, I don't have a camera. Do I? I don't even have a camera. Oh, I could do it from my laptop, baby. Pull it up, and then we could go through and make some lure selections. But I'm looking to get 4 crankbaits, 220s for Marky. Crappie crankbaits. Good colors, good transitions in them, and then that's pretty much it. All right, guys. Where's my bag? Because these are dry over here. So I got this little Ziploc, and I've got tons of the ones we've already made in here. I can start dropping these that are dry over here in. I need to put them into those little bitty Ziploc bags, or those little dinky. Man, we got a bunch of these done tonight. Let me see if these are dry. I think these are already dry. Look at all those, just tons of them. And at first I thought these are the hardest ones to do, these little ones, but really I've got it down to almost like a science. Anyway, all right, guys, so I'll fill you in on what I'm going to do with the orders, but for sure, go check out LureNet. You want some good prices on lures? If you ever want to throw crankbaits, go to Bomber, 2nd Gen, the 4A, the Fat Free, which is a bigger bait, the 4A, the flat-sided, then go to Smithwick, the FX series, because Frank did all the colors for that. And they're translucent, and when they're in the water, they look one way. Clear water, you put that same jerkbait into dirty water, it's going to look different. But they all look like bait fish in various stages of being in the water. Those are like $8. So if you're ever looking into getting into any kind of lures, go to LureNet. If you put in Smallmouth Crush 15, you get the discount. That's from Travis. And it's good stuff. All right, guys, I got to get out of here. Thanks for hanging out with me. I know these are kind of long and rough, but I'm trying to follow the YouTube pattern. So, plus it's kind of fun to do the live streams. I'll be doing a bunch more this summer and get the hang of it. But once again, some channels to go check out. Drag 'em Out Fishing. So, Adrian Webb doing his trout stuff. Angler X. He's another one. Smallmouth Crush. Go check out Cooper Gallant, Zaldangerous, Chris Zaldane, Mike Bowers for the Bowers. His barbecue stuff is great if you're looking for food and things like that. Just a Few Acres. Uh, just a Few Acres. What else? Country View Acres. Those are good for farming videos. Tons of stuff out there. Run Full Throttle Wide Open. Heck yeah, man. Reminds me of a guy up in Iowa that used to just plow through on a Ford LTD wide open throttle. He'd just peel out all through those parts. Man, I think he's a guy that was also cultivated the highway one time. Anyway, he's also the guy that famously said, "It's a bad day to have a pig die on you." Oof. All right. Anyway, guys, hey, till next time, I'll see you later. To my cousin Graham, I tried to text you the other day. Better get your stuff ready for this spring, man. The walleye are going to be ready within the next month up there. So get some lures ready that maybe we can trade when I get up there this summer. So start getting your pile ready. So we may make some deals. I'm going to give you some crappie jigs, but we may make some trades. Anyway, all right. Until next time, I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.